It's time to dish ahead of a big weekend on the Kentucky Derby Trail. Joined with the Paddock Prince David Levitch. And David, your number one on your Kentucky Derby top 10 is in action Saturday.
He is in action. River Thames is going to be I don't know if I guess he'll be the favorite because he's Pletcher. He's 2 for 2, but he's got a real rival in Burnham Square and Sovereignty off the layoff, who I think will do a deep dive into the race, but I feel like he's probably going to need one. But yeah, my Derby favorite by McLean's music at the moment. River Thames is going to be the likely favorite in the Fountain of Youth. Only 8 horses, but it seems like there's 3 legit horses in there.
Yeah, no, I actually think there are 7 legit horses in there. I picked
7.
Solid Left only because he's the 7th choice on the morning line. Um, and I don't think that much separates these. So to me, it's sort of a gamble, like blanket finish. Maybe the long shot gets up, but Burnham Square, River Thames. I actually like Gate to Wire in this spot a little better than Sovereignty, but yeah, this is an extremely well matched group, and I would say, from a Derby perspective, David, I'm not too concerned. Like, you would like to have the winner, and from a gambling perspective, that'd be nice. But Derby wise, I just want to see forward movement. Like, you have to show me something here. And, if River Thames is a great third and the number comes back good, I wouldn't see that as discouraging.
Yeah, if you're worried about River Thames getting the distance, if he comes third, he better be in a hot pace stool and just get tired late. Because if he gets everything his own way and he fades to third, we might see him in the
I mean,
Pat
what if
Day
he doesn't
mile.
get it his own way?
I mean, I don't know. I guess the key to the race is, I guess, the Dale Romans horse off the layoff is probably going to go. The horse to the inside of him, whose name is escaping me, the Saffy horse. That horse will probably have some speed, but you mentioned Gate to Wire. I have no idea what to do with that horse. His last was very good, but he got a huge pace set up, and that was his first try on dirt. What was he, 15-1 in that race? He's probably going to be
Yeah.
half that in a tougher race, going 2 turns for the first time. I don't know what to do with that horse, to be honest.
No, I mean, to me, that's why it's the type of race where I'm not going to be overly discouraged. But you made the right point. It has to be a good also ran effort. We're not looking for some clunk up third and, oh, that's the horse. And I'll bring it up again. I was wrong about Poster, who's actually, I believe, has the fastest sheet number so far this year in a points race. So,
Have these
that's
preps
what I
not
want to see, like, improvement.
these preps have been kind of goofy, I feel like. These tracks have all been Oaklawn, you had to be forward on Saturday. Fairgrounds had that huge speed bias with Magnitude running a buyer that he'll never run again. And then you had
He
John
might not ever
Hancock.
run again, period.
Yes, correct. He might literally never run again. But then you mentioned Poster, who ran in the Sam Ebb Davis, John Hancock, and them that red day was speed favoring. So these preps they've been kind of hard reads in my opinion. These tracks have been so forwardly dominant. I know dirt racing is mostly dominated but forward, but none of these horses, and there's been no closing in any of these races. So I don't know if we'll learn anything about that on Saturday. I guess we'll see how Sovereignty does. He's the main closer. I think that horse is a very good horse, but he's missed some works. This just looks like a prep to me, just something to get him
Yeah.
going. Then you'll see him in the wood. Like, if he runs a good third, like, that doesn't mean I won't like him in his next race. I think this is the race you just get him going. Probably the wood or something next time out. Florida Derby if he runs well over the track, but he's the closer in here, and I'm just curious to see how he runs off the layoff because his jockey club was pretty darn good.
Right. Yeah. I mean, a step back at this stage on the Derby Trail is definitely a very poor indication. So, that's a worst case scenario for any of these. You just and none are so fast, or like we saw something so brilliant. Even Burnham Square, who ran great last time, but it wasn't like that was such a fast effort that if he just can get back to that off regression, he's a contender. That's not the case. So yeah, any of these who go backwards, I would say are going to be off my list. Another of the 3 Derby preps this week is the Gotham. I probably mostly agree that this is a 2-horse race between a pair of
It's the
undefeated
New York
New
bred.
York
It's the
bred.
New York bred 2 horse race.
Yeah. And there's another calling card is also a New
Yep.
York bred, though nowhere near the credentials of Sacrosanct and Sand Devil. To my eye, though, David, I think Sand Devil is clearly better than Sacrosanct.
Yeah,
And
I think Sand
it's a
Devil. I don't
single
like.
for me.
Yeah, actually, I hate to agree with you on the part that it's a single, but I think he's a single too. I mean, he kind of got like he got like a passive ride last time out. I think he's just gonna go in here. If Sacrosanct really wants to go, he can just sit right off him. And I think this horse is really good. His numbers are good. He's a fast horse. I don't know if he's gonna
Right.
win the Derby, but I think he'll win today or today. He'll win on Saturday, and then he'll probably go to the Wood. I mean, if he won the Wood or to run well, I mean, he's a legit good horse for a New York bred. You don't like McAfee? Isn't that Torpedo Anna's brother?
I forgot it. Yeah, it is.
88 to
No,
1,
I
huh?
don't. Yeah,
88 to 1.
88 to 1. I mean, I don't think he's the most hopeless in the race, but and when I do this, people, they're like, oh, how could so and so be so high? And
It's called
I
fair
mean, when you
odds.
have a 2 and 3 to 1, like, and it's only 100-point line, someone needs to be up there. But calling card, I have his 11, and that's to win. But there
His
is some
maiden
pace in
win.
here, so he could be the one closing for a piece.
And his maiden win, he only won by 17 over this track. So we know he likes the track. I don't know why they started going to other tracks. Yeah, I don't know why they started shipping him around the country. They could have just left him at Aqueduct and running those preps, but I don't own the horse. So I think he's got some ability. I got him. I think on my thing, I had him second. Man, I think I actually had him second. I think he's a
Yeah,
good
well, I
horse
mean,
to suck up.
to me, with the pace, and I mean, I don't like Sacrosanct at all. So if you can beat him out of the number, there's some exotic possibilities, I think.
I mean, the pace is going to be hot. I mean, I think you had Flood Zone at 20. He's 12 to 1 on the line with Brad Cox shipping in. That's you don't usually get Brad Cox first time private purchases at 12 to 1. That horse is fast. So
No,
I think the pace is going to be hot.
but Brad has, if not the favorite, the second choice as well.
Yes, correct. With the New York bred. You are right.
The New York bred. I
You
do
are
not
right.
have the San Felipe lined yet, but the Baffert show rolls on in California.
It
And
might.
we know you have River Thames number 1. Where are you slotting the Bafferts in terms of your overall top 10? And what do you think about the San Felipe?
I think Barnes is the most talented horse Baffert has. I don't know if he's going to get the distance the best Baffert has, but I mean, these California prep races, they're. I think you beat me to the tweet last week about Mattakit Road. That horse was showing 45 flat half mile speed. He was sitting like 4th against Citizen Bull. So
Yeah, it
these
wasn't even
races,
close to the pace.
yeah. So these races in California, like journalism, for example, I think journalism might be the best horse in California, but he's not gonna get the trip he needs probably in this race. He's gonna have to be leap years the best to pass a brigade of Baffert horses that are probably going to be loping, and Barnes is probably going to be the one controlling everything. So I never know what to do with these California preps.
Right.
You almost got to just watch them, see what happens, see who ran well closing into the slow pace, and then go from there. And when they get to a fair race, so I think journalism is really good. I think Barnes is really good. Barnes is working like a freak, by the way. I don't like to.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't pretend to know what. I mean, I definitely at the extreme, like a Pharaoh or Rachel Alexandra type work, I can say, yeah, that was amazing. Or the opposite end, if they look really bad, I typically pick up on that. But anything, within a norm, I don't pretend like I'm an expert. But the people who are talking about Barnes working, most of them aren't ones I typically associate with blowing smoke. So it does seem like he's the one
Am
right
I in
now.
that Am I in that category?
Yeah, I trust you for sure on that.
Thank you. I
Yeah,
appreciate that.
no, absolutely. Yeah, no, and the thing is, I like people who also say, man, that didn't look good. So at least they're balanced and willing to speak up. So, you're not shy about that. So yeah, but
Wait,
I
who
like
else is in that
Rodriguez the
race?
best long
Yeah,
term.
that's what I was going to ask. I haven't even looked at that race in depth. I was forgetting what other Baffert horse was in there. It's Rodriguez, I guess.
Yeah, and I mean, this week it feels like, and they both neither of them have points, so he's going to want them in the trifecta, both of them. Feels like Barnes is maybe the one where this is the week to that he's looking to score, and he is undefeated, so that's something. But you just never know. I mean, Rodriguez last time track Citizen Bully was in front of Mattakit Road, so we know he has ability, but I just feel like he's I compared him to Real Quiet. and he didn't win. He didn't run in New Mexico, so not because of that, but just seems like he's in the shadow right now. But I think the talent's there, and I bet him in the future wager. I thought 29-1 was fantastic. So, I just want to see him keep moving forward.
Yeah, and like I said, you're gonna get some of these horses to get these not unfair trips, but paces and stuff against them that you're gonna get good value when the big races come up with more than 6 horses. You get 10 or 11, you get some pace.
Any who's the dark horse on your top 10? Who you think could surprise down the road?
Hold on, let me look at it. I got it right here.
We'll have it
Cole
right here
Battle.
too.
We got to give
Soon.
a shout out to Cole Battle. I thought he's a cool horse.
Yeah, no, that was I mean, I was wrong. I didn't think he was bad by any means, but Baffert chipping in and some horses I felt had run better races than we saw from Cole Battle, but
The horse I'm
he took it to
interested in
Baffert
is
and was the only one at the end. It was way back to third. So yeah, that was brilliant.
yeah, that track was yeah, Cole Battle ran very well. The horse I'm interested to see, he doesn't run this weekend, but he runs Tampa Bay Derby, is Chancer McPatrick. I want to say
Yeah.
his Breeders' Cup was so awful, but that race has been, first off, the race has not come back good. But two, besides the winner, I mean, gaming's done nothing. East Avenue was eased again. Ferocious was terrible. I'm interested to see what he does next weekend because I don't know. I don't know what I put him in my top 10. I have him in 9. Curious to see what he does. He's kind of
Yeah,
become a dark
no.
horse now.
Well, a little bit forgotten, and I think he missed some training. There was, chatter about when he'd make it back, and he hasn't missed anything since, so that's good. Patch Adams is another one. I have no idea where he's going, but to me, his
He's
maiden
going
race.
to the he's going I saw the article. It's not the Tampa Bay Derby. No, it's the Tampa Bay. I think it might be the
Is it?
Tampa Bay Derby.
I mean, he's been working steadily since the dud.
I think it's Tampa
So,
Bay Derby.
all right. Well, that's
I
going to be some
could be
race
wrong.
then.
It's coming up though, because Tappan Street for Cox is going to the Florida Derby. John Hancock's probably going to the Virginia Derby, and I think Patch Adams is going to the Tampa Bay Derby. There's so many
All
derbies,
right.
can't keep up anymore.
Well, he's one I didn't give up on with the dud. It was far enough back that he does have a number to run back to. That if he can break through that, he's still a contender. He was the other one I bet in the last future pool.
Yeah, he was dreadful last time out, but one race doesn't make a horse's career.
No, and again, it's a price. Like East Avenue is going to come back. The Derby press office said they're going to give him another shot in the Bluegrass. He's going to get bet again. I mean, probably won't be favored, but that's a horse for whatever reason it's going to take money every time. And Patch Adams seems to have lost some of the luster. So
that horse might absolutely stink. I can't tell I don't know what that horse is.
yeah, I mean, you nailed it when we talked about it. He just doesn't pass horses, and that's not going to win you Grade 1 races ever.
Yeah, I mean, he won.
I mean, I guess he did win the one as a 2-year-old, but the
he
train
beat
is
Ferocious. He beat
stalled.
Ferocious, who ran through the gate 4 times before the race and would not go in the gate. So I don't really, and he walked the dog. So yes, I'm with you. Wait, the Bluegrass is a mile and an eighth. Yeah, mile and an eighth.
Yes, it is.
So it's not top of the short stretch.
No, but the Ashland is the top of the short stretch.
Why is that?
I think with the Phillies, none of these tracks card the Oaks distance.
Gazelle?
Is that a mile and an eighth?
Yeah, Aqueduct doesn't have a mile and a 16th.
No, that's true. That's why the Gotham's a mile, and then they
so is the Rachel Alexander not a mile and an eighth?
I don't think so. Well, the Rachel definitely isn't, but I don't think
not
the Fairgrounds.
Not the Rachel Alexander, the Fairgrounds Oaks. Sorry.
Yeah,
that's what I meant.
No.
Well, hey, best horse in the country runs this weekend.
The best horse in the country locked?
No.
All right, let me think. Is it that race?
No.
Oh, all right. You're gonna have to tell me then.
Mind Frame.
Oh, yeah, he does. Well, I don't know if he's the best, but he does run this weekend.
His figures for that minimum of starts were pretty darn good.
No, I think he's better than Fierceness.
I think he could be too, actually.
Oh, I don't know about a mile and a quarter.
That's the only problem. Yes, correct. I don't know if he's a mile horse. I don't know if he's a 10 furlong horse. I don't know what his best distance is, but raw talent. He's pretty good.
It's there.
It's there.
No, and I
Maryland bred.
definitely like Todd getting him going now versus, sometimes he waits.
Well, he's going to
But
Dubai World Cup if he wins.
I see. Well, no, I see that as a positive. That's
Yeah, he's got to
strong
beat the world.
optimism.
He's got to beat the best horse since Secretariat in the Dubai World Cup. Forever.
Well,
Young.
Laurel River's waiting for him too. So
If Laurel River ever runs that race again,
that was out of his skin good for sure.
do you think Forever Young's the best horse in Secretariat? Because that's what Twitter thinks.
No, but I think Spectacular Bid's better than Secretariat. So that would be the benchmark.
You just love controversy.
Well, I'm just right more than most, and people.
Forever
take
Young
offense.
beat a turf horse, and everybody fell out of the world.
Well, he beat a bunch of dirt horses behind him too. Rattle and Roll.
Rattle and Roll. Well, it's
He
been
did
good
beat
talking
Rattle
about
and
that.
Roll.
He did. You're right. I forgot he beat Rattle and Roll. He still doesn't win in America though, so maybe one
That's
time.
true. No, that's. I mean, I think if Romantic Warrior had a rod on him, he would have won that race.
I don't watch enough Saudi to know like what kind of trip you do and don't want. He did make the first move, but he was a couple links clear. Like he had all. I don't know.
The whole kickback thing. I mean, we heard it for Forever Young too, and it's like you're grade one, like
You run
get the
through
better
kickback.
grip. Worrying about that is so stupid to me.
You run through kickback if you're a great horse.
Yeah,
Yeah, you run through
and give
the
him a
kickback
chance
thing.
to. Like, I mean, the horse won the UAE Derby and whatever the Saudi race was. Like, give him a chance to run those races.
He ran. Yeah. Are you talking about
They
Forever
overthought
Young
it.
still?
Yeah,
Yeah, he ran through the kickback and the Derby just fine.
right.
Ran through the kickback in the Breeders' Cup. He was sitting on the rail and behind the. I mean, that's stupid. But that was my tangent of the day. That was it.
It's a good one. They're good horses. It's fun to talk about.
They are good horses.
Mind frame. If he moves forward at 4, I mean, and you'll get a great price in Dubai because I mean they'll bet the brakes off Laurel River and Forever Young.
Yeah, you'll probably get 5-7 to 1 in that race.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I would have said 6 or 8.
Okay, I said 5-7. You know what? 6 to 8. I'll give you 6 to 8. We'll go 6 to 8. Oh, how about 5 to 8?
All right, 5 to 8. Well, plenty of margin for error there. So, all right. Well, that's in a few weeks. This week we got the 3 Derby preps. I'm sure you're doing Gulfstream. You adding Santa Anita and Aqueduct?
I am. I'm doing them all.
Love it.
The Gulfstream program came out 2 weeks ago, so I've had plenty of time.
They're drawn for the Louisiana Derby, I think, tomorrow.
Yes, correct. Correct. Exactly. Yeah. When is that? The 22nd?
Yes.
Yeah, they probably are drawing this weekend. So
Love it. All right. Well, Paddock Prince, plenty of action this weekend. Appreciate the insight and good luck in your other career in the playoffs.
thank you. Good luck to everybody this weekend.
That's right. All the luck.